That was terrific cueing, wasn't it?
Yes, back to the wall in some ways, 2-0 down, and this last long red, I mean, a potential frame winner, but also if he misses, a potential match loser, because 3-0 Ronnie's a different story. And so Ding put everything into this, and he struck it so well. Screw back on to hold for the colours, the baulk colours. He deserved all he got there, and I think we can safely say now that both players have settled down in the match, and a 2-1 advantage to Ronnie O'Sullivan.
It takes a bit of doing, because as the guys in the commentary box have been saying, it's a new venue, a different kind of atmosphere there, and I guess in some respects Ding was slow off the mark.
Yeah, you can't really say totally missed the boat, but you do feel as if, I mean, Stephen made a very good point in commentary talking about match sharpness. You know, Ronnie's had a little period of rest over Christmas, not played in it, and you can't substitute match practice for what you do in the club. I mean, he'll come here, be well prepared, Ronnie, we know that, he'll put the hours in, but there's nothing like playing in matches and playing in, you know, continually. And I think in the first couple of frames, Ding missed a big chance there, because you can see Ronnie wasn't sharp, and he's managed to get 2-0 in front, and he sort of missed the boat a little bit, but settled down after that long red, as Steve said. It was a fantastic shot.
Make a good point as well, John, and that, Steve, is that Ronnie was clearly suffering before Christmas time. He had a virus, he blamed a lot on the schedule. Maybe the rest has done him a little bit of good.
Yes, I mean, in the space of a couple of years, we've gone from players saying that possibly they haven't had enough match practice to the possibilities of also being burnt out. But getting the balance is important. I think, when you look at the top quality standard of these players, they don't need much time before they're back in the rhythm.
Okay, back we go.
Not a bad break-off shot again. Black not available into the left corner, so this pot down the right is not an option. There's a gap, believe it or not, just between green and blue and past the pit to snick off the reds. Hit it a bit thick though. I think the black's available into the right corner, but there's no red to get onto that shot. So you'll have to play for the blue off this one. And how well did he stroke that? Hardly touched that, and the action he got onto it. Played with loads of left-hand side, which caused the white to spin up towards the colours. That red next to the black would be a great one to get on if he could. It really would. And if he's dead straight on that, it opens the black up. He's played it perfectly.
4.
Yeah, if you watch when Ronnie screw shots, the tip comes back almost to his thumb on his bridge hand. Allows him to get tremendous cue power through the ball. So smooth.
5.
Yeah, you could see it even on that shot. The cue disappeared out of shot there.
$12. 13.
Yeah, it looks as if both players have settled down now.
20.
Last frame.
21.
There's very little missed. Masters always has been. First to 6, best of 11. Until we get through to the final. Mission interval coming up
29.
after this frame. I think Ronnie would be quietly pleased with the 3-1 advantage. Putt success rate. When you get into the 90s, you know you're cueing well.
36. 37. 43.
Yeah, you could hear a pin drop. 1,500 people in capacity crowd for the first match
44.
of this year's Masters.
$51. 52. $59.
Just over 4 minutes for this effort. Coming up to 4.5 minutes. So almost clinching the frame. A few pots away.
It's not often you see a frame winning break without Ronnie playing some shot to develop reds, but he's not had to do anything in this break, so been straightforward.
68.
Well, someone's his position's been deal as well.
Ronnie Jr. there, who we've seen introduced before play started. He come down the stairs with his hands over his ears. The noise, unbelievable.
76.
Frame safe, and this will up to 3 reds. Maybe the first century ever seen at Alexander Palace. Possibility here. No, but he won't bother about missing the pink.
76
Ding,
a
she
frame.
said to the referee, said it's enough. So 2 frames, but both players are a little bit edgy, but Ronnie has settled the quicker, and he goes to the mid-session interval. Quietly pleased, leading 3 frames to 1.
And from what we've seen, gentlemen, who for you looks the more in-touch player at the moment, Stevie?
Well, I think Ronnie O'Sullivan in that last frame really did settle down. It was a beautifully constructed break. Never got in trouble positionally and made it look easy. And going back to this venue, or perhaps even the Masters, it is interesting that every match is like a final because there's only a one table set up, all eyes are on you. In most other tournaments, you get time to get into the one table setup, and by that time you're already off and running. You've got to the semi-final stage at the very least. But you're day one, centre of attention, one table only. Certain players do well in venues like this, and others struggle a bit. And Ding, as yet, hasn't fulfilled his potential this season so far in this event.
But ironically, it's Ronnie who's always loved this, and you wonder whether it's for that reason. Also, perhaps the fact that it is a home crowd. He's absolutely worshipped around here in snooker circles, obviously, John. And how much do you think he thrives in this kind of atmosphere with that sort of support?
Well, his record shows that he does. I also think the fact is if he can come here, he doesn't have to stay in a hotel, he can go home every day, come back, he's got a normal routine. The only difference to a normal routine is he's got a snooker match to play now and again. So he pops in, plays that, generally wins and goes home. He obviously loves the venue, and the crowd here are fantastic with him. When he the introduction today was absolutely brilliant, and it's a venue he loves. Obviously not this one because it's the first time, but it's a tournament he loves.
Yeah. Stephen and Dennis and I were talking before we came on the air about the fact that this is a bit of a crossroads for Ronnie O'Sullivan's career. Obviously, he's at world number 16 in the world rankings. And he himself is quoted the other day as saying he feels he's either got to win the Welsh Open or the German Masters as the next 2 events in order to absolutely guarantee that he's going to be at the Crucible in April. I mean, the fact he might not be, for example, after 19 years, it's almost unthinkable.